Falling head over heels for Lily during the first snow of 2014. Hating Lily the day the snow vanished in 2024. A decade of love just melted away like winter frost. When she popped the question, I finally decided to let her go. The rules flipped, extremes switched. Those cliché storylines all happened way too fast. But now, nothing about you matters to me anymore. At 4 a.m., my phone buzzed like a lightning bolt right by my pillow. I jolted awake, followed by a throbbing headache. Battling insomnia, I had to lean on sleeping pills every night. I wanted to wreck the phone, smash it to pieces, answer it, or just ignore it. If I picked up, I knew sleep would elude me all night. If I didn't, she'd probably be pissed, because at this hour, no one else would be calling me except Lily, the girl I loved for 10 years. The ringing grew louder, the pain in my head intensified. I stared blankly at the ceiling, feeling the rhythmic pulsation at my temples. Thinking about those 10 years, I stopped hesitating. One hand pressed against my forehead while the other answered the call. "Can't you see my messages on WeChat?" On the other end, Lily's tone was icy with a touch of anger, like I had messed up somehow. "Sorry, I was asleep." "We'll go back to sleep then." She hung up abruptly, and the headache eased a little. I sat up, lit a cigarette, and checked her messages. Only 3, all crystal clear. "Come pick me up," followed by an address. "Where are you?" A few simple words, colder than Beijing's winter breeze. I got dressed, headed downstairs, and settled into the car with a smoke in my mouth. It felt like diving into an ice cellar. Beijing's winter wasn't playing nice with me. It was like a beast trying to rip holes in your clothes. I drove to the spot, a trendy pop-up restaurant. Parking was tight, so after a moment's hesitation, I turned on the hazard lights and pulled into the spot. Amidst the crowd, I spotted Lily and frowned the next second. In this freezing weather, she wore a mini skirt and a tank top with a thin jacket thrown over, looking chilly. She was sitting between 2 guys, her arm around one's neck, her face flushed from drinks, eyes misty, laughing with them. People at the next table kept sneaking glances our way. I walked over and grabbed Lily. "Let's bounce." Unexpectedly, she shook me off and sat back down defiantly. "Don't touch me." The 3 guys looked at me with disdain and provocation. But I couldn't care less. I just wanted to take Lily home and crash. "I know you're mad at me. Sorry, my bad for missing your message." "Let's go, it's super late." I stepped forward to pull her again. This time, one of the guys moved. He slapped my hand away. "Hey, who the hell are you? Don't even think about touching her. Watch your mouth." I glared at him, but he just wanted to rile me up more. Turning to talk to Lily, he sneered. "Is this the guy you mentioned?" Lily laughed, leaning back and forth. Yeah, this is Mike. I told you, whenever I call him, he shows up." "Oh, he's your little sidekick, but not very reliable." They all burst into laughter as Lily clung to the guy next to her, her expression unclear. "So, did I win the bet?" "Sure. What do you want as a prize?" The guy put his hand on Lily's thigh, but she didn't react, leaning softly into his embrace. Seeing Lily like this, a flicker of darkness crossed my eyes, but I moved forward without hesitation. Staring into the guy's provocative eyes, I said, "Take your hand off." The man sneered, squeezing harder, leaving red marks on Lily's fair thigh. "Who the hell are you? And who are you to her? You have no right." I glanced at Lily again. Her eyes were bright, smiling. I realized she was enjoying it, relishing the attention, maybe even expecting the men to fight for her like animals over prey. She succeeded. In the next second, I grabbed the man's collar, punched him with all my might, and slammed his head onto the table. His friends reacted. One kicked me, sending me crashing into a leftover hot pot at the next table. The boiling water scalded my back, but under the adrenaline rush, I felt no pain. I kicked that jerk again. Lily had already covered her mouth in surprise and stepped aside. The boss came over to break up the fight, but there was no way I was backing down. Just pick one and take a beating. It wasn't until the boss threatened to call the cops that I let go of the guy's collar. He was already beaten up, his face swollen. I wasn't much better. My face was intact, but my head was throbbing and my back burned. But no one dared call the police. No one would benefit. I spat out a mouthful of blood and pulled Lily away. "You bastard! You hit hard." The guy, though swollen like a pig, still sneered disgustingly. "Let me tell you, no matter what you do for her, she'll never like you. Got it, simp?" The drive home was silent. Lily draped over my shoulder, staring out the window, lost in thought. I glanced at her, wanting to say something, but the words got stuck in my throat. The vibe was awkward. I licked my split lip and turned on the radio. "Welcome to FM 19. Next up, a song recommendation for you." "Turn it off." Lily didn't even look at me, apparently annoyed. But if that was the case, why did she ask me to pick her up? I decided not to, for once. I ignored her wishes. Maybe it was the pent-up anger from the fight. Or perhaps I felt mistreated. Lily didn't speak. Her tone suddenly softened. "Oh, maybe you realized how over the top you were today. Don't take what they said to heart. My friends just like to joke around, but you shouldn't have been so impulsive." I chuckled bitterly, my face darkening. Lily still didn't look at me, as if she hadn't heard, watching her back. My thoughts drifted to a quiet afternoon 10 years ago. She used to gaze out the window like this. Finally, I sighed. I didn't want to lose Lily. Didn't want to lose the beautiful memories of her, even if they were from 10 years ago. Once people get used to something, they panic and fear losing it. They want to hold on tight. I think that's how I am. I'm scared of changing my current life, so today, no matter how over the top she was, I decided to endure it. Even friends have conflicts. "Do you like me?" Lily suddenly turned to look at me, smiling slightly. It felt like a giant hand squeezing my heart. I looked at the road ahead, opened my mouth, but couldn't say anything. The speaker played Joel's In Size Rewind, and we didn't speak again until I dropped her off at home. As she was getting out, I grabbed her hand. 10 years, right?" She smiled sweetly at me. "It didn't take 10 years. I knew from the first year, then you. Alex, some things are better left unsaid. Are you afraid of losing me?" I nodded dumbly. "I'm scared of losing you too. But if we stay friends, we'll never lose each other." She left without even waving goodbye. She only left my jacket and walked away, rejecting me. I live in the same neighborhood as Lily, but her house was bought by her parents, while I can only rent. My home is both my residence and my studio. After graduating college, I started my own business, but it hasn't taken off yet. The money I make each month is barely enough for living expenses. After parking the car, I noticed a parking ticket on the window. Lily was sitting in the passenger seat. She must have seen it but didn't tell me. Seems she really doesn't care about me. Even as a friend, she would have joked about the ticket or the ad stuck on the window. My back hurt, making me grimace. I lit a cigarette and searched online for how to treat a burn when my phone suddenly pinged with a WeChat message. "Mia, are you awake? Hope I didn't disturb you. Call me when you're up." I called her right away. Mia, my senior who's a year older than me, my business partner. Currently, she and 2 other juniors are working with me in the studio. "Senior, any instructions?" "Oh, you're actually awake. Let me guess. Did you go meet your secret crush last night?" "Tisk, this girl is spot on." "All right, enough teasing. It's about work." Mia finished the concept design around 4. "Senior, you could have called me then." She sounded a bit annoyed on the other end. "I didn't want to wake you. What if you got mad at me? Your sleep is so poor." "It's not like I've ever gotten anything from you. Just come over." "Got it, boss." When Mia arrived, she brought breakfast. "You know me too well, senior. This pancake is delicious." I wolfed down the food, not caring about my image at all. "Tusk, it's just not spicy enough. Next time, make it extra spicy." "Thanks, extra spicy. Don't you know you have a stomach problem?" Mia rolled her eyes at me. "Stop calling me senior. It sounds awful. Then what should I call you?" "Way, that feels too disrespectful." Mia punched me. I'm just your senior, not a stranger. Calling me by my name is so weird. The punch landed right on my wound, making me wince. What's wrong with you? Don't you dare pretend. Mia carefully examined my face. Did you, Kit? Into a fight? I turned my face away from her. Nothing. Let's talk about work. I noticed Mia looking at me with a strange expression, a mix of worry and frustration. What's wrong? Nothing. It's just that you seem to be keeping a distance from me, like you have a girlfriend or something. You're mistaken, senior. I'm single. Oh. Halfway through discussing work, the pain in my back intensified like 1,000 needles piercing my skin. I gritted my teeth, sweat beading on my forehead. Mia glanced at me and threw the wrappers on the table, pouting. Why did you stop talking? I'm afraid you'll die. Just then the doorbell rang and I wondered who it could be. Mia already opened the door. It was the delivery guy. What did you order? Give me some? I cheekily leaned over. You're in so much pain, yet you still have the energy to joke. This is burn ointment. Burn ointment, you? I wondered how she knew. Mia seemed to guess my thoughts. When you bent over to look at the papers earlier, I saw a small burn mark on the back of your neck. Normally that spot wouldn't get burned. What happened? And you didn't even notice? Now you're sweating all over. I guess such a small burn wouldn't cause you so much pain. She opened the ointment. So, take off your shirt. What? The cool touch on my back finally brought some relief. Thank you, senior. I weakly expressed my gratitude. Mia didn't say anything, just focused on applying the ointment. The next second, my phone rang. It was Lily. I was stunned for a moment, then answered. Where are you? At home? Lily's tone was still emotionless. I can't sleep. Let's go eat. There's a great sukiyaki place. Eat? How about later? I'm in a meeting. What? There was a hint of anger in her voice. Are you throwing a tantrum at me? I'm not. I tried to sound as gentle as possible. I'm in a meeting. It'll be over soon. You, whatever, go if you want. Acting all busy now. Forget it. The call ended abruptly, and Mia finished applying the medicine. She asked you to go out? Mia put the ointment in her bag and slipped on her high heels. You'll be distracted. Go find her. She was about to leave, but then stopped. Alex, Mia's voice trembled slightly. I don't want to see you compromising yourself for others. She turned her head, eyes full of unspoken words. Even though she's the one you like, is it really love or just obsession? Mia closed the door and left me stunned. When did I start liking Lily? It seems I've forgotten. She left me stunned. When did I start liking Lily? It seems I've forgotten. I just knew I'd liked her for a long time. Since the moment she moved into my heart, I felt jealous seeing her with other men and lost when she ignored me. No matter what I did, the first person I thought of was her. In school, I secretly wrote her name in my textbooks, dreaming of a beautiful future together. She seemed to have become my entire life. But is it love or obsession? It seems I've blurred the lines. Why do people get obsessed? Probably because of unfulfilled desires and buried regrets. What am I seeking through all my efforts for Lily? To have her? Or just to claim a title? It seems like neither. I want to explain all these years of feelings. I want a complete ending, a conclusion with Lily. But what the ending is seems unimportant now. I still went to find Lily. When I opened the door to the private room, the smell of smoke and alcohol filled my nostrils. The lights were dim, and it was really noisy. Lily sat in the middle, surrounded by small wine glasses, seemingly playing some game. Yo, who's this? Lily glanced at me and then turned back to continue joking with them. Don't mind him, let's keep going. Several pairs of eyes scrutinized me as I walked up to Lily. What are you doing here? To apologize to you? The guys next to her started to jeer. Lily, you're such a queen, acting all high and mighty. Yeah, your little lover is here to apologize to you? Tell him to apologize. Amid the laughter, Lily casually grabbed a glass and filled it with a mix of whiskey and beer. "Drink this, and I'll forgive you." I didn't look at the glass, only at her heavily made-up face. "You know why I came to apologize?" "I don't care why." "Okay, even if you don't care, I want to tell you. Do you remember the promise we made 10 years ago?" The people around perked up. "Again? Wow. A promise? Lily, you have a 10-year promise with this guy." "Shut up," I shouted, and the room fell silent, seeing my red eyes and clenched fists. They knew further teasing would lead to trouble. Lily looked at me angrily. "Why are you giving me that look? Think you're all that now? I've always been capable. I just want to—" Lily looked at me angrily. "Why are you giving me that look? Think you're all that now? I've always been capable. I just want to know if you remember what you said 10 years ago." "Yeah, if we weren't in a relationship in 10 years, we'd try being together, right?" Lily sneered, hugging the guy next to her, her expression playful. "So, did you take it? Seriously?" Disappointment flooded my heart. In this small, gaudy room, our 10 years felt like a joke, making me ashamed. Did I let go? Maybe it was her nasty attitude, or maybe I was tired of these years. Unexpected relief happened in an instant. Yes, I took it seriously. All the things you did for me back then, I remembered it all. So I secretly vowed to always be good to you, no matter what our future holds. So what? I changed my mind. I don't want to continue like this, so I'm apologizing to you. After this drink, we'll have no more contact. Determined, I downed the drink in one gulp, placing the glass heavily on the table. Lily looked at me, her contempt turning into anger. The next moment, she hugged the guy next to her and kissed him. The jeering was deafening, but I found myself surprisingly calm. The scene that should have made me despair made me laugh, seeing their dirty act. I felt disgusted with my past self for doing so much for someone like this. I lit a cigarette and sneered, watching them separate, panting. Wonderful, just wonderful. Holding the cigarette, I searched my wallet, pulled out a photo of me and Lily, set it on fire and threw it on the ground. Goodbye. Oh no, never see you again. I turned and laughed, closing the door to the room and stepping outside. I suddenly realized it wasn't that cold anymore. Looking down at the road and the greenery, the snow had melted, leaving only faint traces of water. "Is winter over?" I muttered. The snow has finally melted. The alcohol kicked in, and I sat by the roadside quietly smoking. A pristine white CT5 pulled up in front of me, the window rolled down, and Mia stuck her head out, smiling brightly. "Hey, handsome Alex." I smiled back. "How did you find me, senior?" "Dude, this is the road to your house, just a street away." I was wondering which big idiot would sit by the roadside smoking like an emo boy in this cold weather. "So you saw me, big idiot?" Hot, I patted my butt. I stood up, opened the car door, and got into the passenger seat. "Is it convenient, master?" "You? Of course, please fasten your seatbelt." "Where to?" "Home, to pack my things." Mia was taken aback, leaning in to sniff me. "Have you been drinking? Why are you packing? Where are you going?" I broke up with Lily? My tone was so calm that Mia was incredulous. All these years I misjudged. Alex loved the wrong person. I told her everything Lily had done, including kissing someone randomly today. Mia just listened quietly. Driving. I've grown to hate her in this city. I think it's time for me to go home. I never got used to living in a big city in the studio. What about us? You're just going to quit and run home, leaving a mess behind. You bury your head in the sand when you encounter trouble. I scratched my head. Senior, you're still here. I'll leave the studio to you. Enough. Mia glared at me fiercely. Alex, listen to me. Wherever you go, I go. Wherever you go, the studio goes. I've got your back, so stop thinking about running away. The lease on the house ended this month, and I'd almost packed everything. I didn't have much stuff in Beijing. Most of the things in the rented house were from the studio. But Mia, a true friend. Mia threw her car keys at home, grabbed 2 huge suitcases, and followed me to the airport. I was dumbfounded when I saw her. "You're really doing this? You think I was joking, Mia?" she panted. "Can't you be a gentleman? Damn, this is heavy." I was silent for a moment. "What is this, senior? You should stay in Beijing. I'll come visit you when I have time." "Stop whining. Get over it." Mia helped me with the check-in. "What are you looking at? Never seen this before." I looked at Mia, feeling a bit emotional. She looked so beautiful today, almost unrecognizable. We had always been polite, yet distant, and I had never really looked at her closely. Today, she wore a cream-colored coat and camel high heels, her slightly curled long hair cascading over her shoulders. Her tall, slender figure was dashing and elegant, her eyes both charming and cool, paired with her distinct features, giving her an aloof air. Her words were particularly bold today. Even on the plane, I was still in a daze. How did things get so strange between me and Mia? "I've never been to your hometown." Mia gazed out the window at the clouds. "I've lived in Beijing all my life and rarely been elsewhere. Don't overthink it. I'm just taking a trip to clear my mind. As for Kira and Big Yellow, they'll stay in Beijing. With the internet so advanced, no work problem can't be solved. Don't worry. Okay?" After getting off the plane, I noticed several missed calls from an unknown number. I called back, and the person on the other end remained silent. "Hello, who is this?" I frowned. "If you don't speak, I'll hang up." Mia glanced at me. "Who is it?" Hearing Mia's voice, the person on the other end finally spoke. "You have a woman with you." Anger surged within me. "What's it to you?" Lily realized I had blocked all her contacts and eventually used someone else's phone to call me. "Alex." Lily paused. "You never used to talk to me like this." "So what? So, are you treating me this way because of that woman?" My hand holding the phone trembled slightly. Disappointment and anger welled up inside. "What exactly do you want to say? Are you sure you don't want to reconcile and instead be with that woman?" "To hell with you." I hummed, blocking the number. Lily disgusted me. I didn't realize one could start hating someone so quickly. All the affection and thoughts I had for her vanished, leaving only ugly memories I wanted to forget. Mia stared at me in a daze. "Was that Lily?" "Yes, I blocked her. Do you regret it?" I grabbed Mia's suitcase. "Regret? Not a bit. She's just a burden. I made the right decision to leave the past behind. I feel so relieved. Let's go home." It wasn't until I brought Mia to my doorstep that I realized, damn, why did I bring a woman home? This isn't right. What kind of relationship do I have with Mia? It's purely professional. Friendship. We weren't close enough to bring her home, right? This is so inappropriate. Standing at the courtyard gate, I turned to look at Mia. Mia blinked her big eyes at me. "Senior." "What?" I originally thought of getting a hotel for her, but suddenly remembered, damn, I live in a village. I face-palmed. "Ugh, nothing. My house is a bit shabby." "You might not be used to it." "How about—" No. How could I not be used to it? My family used to live in the countryside too. Just as I was scratching my head, the gate opened, and my parents, ready for a walk, glanced at us. "You ass!" They looked at each other, quickly approaching us, bypassing me, and grabbing Mia's hand. My parents beamed with joy, as if they had struck gold, afraid Mia might run away. "Are you Alex's girlfriend? So beautiful. We're so happy to have you here. Welcome." This kid Alex didn't even call ahead. We didn't prepare anything. Mia didn't refute, just smiled sweetly at them, handing over the gift she brought. "Hello. Uncle and Auntie, sorry to disturb you so late." "Oh, don't say that. You're not disturbing at all. You're like family now. No need to bring anything." I stood there speechless as the world mocked me while I stood alone. I stepped forward, smiling awkwardly. "Mom, Dad, Mia is not—" Mia stepped on my foot with her heel. No, what? My parents glared at me, waiting for me to continue. She just came back with me to discuss some business matters. That's why we didn't notify you in advance. After my parents' enthusiastic hospitality, including offering to cook a late-night snack, we finally awkwardly stood up. In my room, I was speechless. Mia cleared her throat. Oh, about that. I understand. I pulled out a quilt from the cabinet. I'll sleep on the floor. Mia blushed and glanced at me. I mean, can you step out first? I need to take a shower and change into my pajamas. I immediately slipped out, heading to the living room to devour some fruit. Mom asked, "Tell us honestly, how did you find such a beautiful girlfriend?" Honestly, I don't think you deserve her. What do you mean I don't deserve her? I'm handsome man, talented, a true hero who travels the world. I definitely deserve her. I'm handsome and talented, a true hero who travels the world. I definitely deserve her. Yeah, right. Dad looked at me disdainfully. You must have something on her. I was speechless. Just then, a message popped up on my phone. Fine, Alex, you're heartless. Since you did this, don't regret it. I'll never talk to you again, and you'd better not come begging me. She never messaged me this frequently before. What does she mean by this? I replied with a single word, scram, and blocked the number entering the room. I still felt a bit awkward. Mia was drying her hair. Maybe I should sleep on the floor, Mia said, feeling a bit embarrassed. No need, senior. You're a guest. But why? Pretending to be my girlfriend just wanted to make your parents happy. You've been single for so many years, of course, they're worried. Besides, it's no big deal for me to pretend. That's reasonable. Thanks, senior. I'll treat you to a meal tomorrow and give you the bed, then I won't be rude. Mia lay down, and I turned off the light and laid down too. Are you asleep, Mia? I asked softly. No, I'm not. Can you tell me how you fell for Lily? Why bring her up? It's a mood killer. I'm just curious. All right then. I lay there, staring at the ceiling, as did Mia, blinking and waiting for me to speak. This is also Lily's hometown. We met in high school. Memories like shadows always come with a layer of filter when you recall them. In high school, my family was poor. While others ate lunch in the cafeteria, I would eat near the abandoned washroom on the 4th floor, with spicy sauce and pickles on bread. Always the same old combo. That's when I met Lily, though she was beautiful. She had a wild streak, swinging a branch, swaggering upstairs, and happened to pass by the west corner of the 4th floor where she saw me sneaking around like I was hiding from someone. She approached me wearily and asked, "What are you hiding? You better hand it over." I refused, so she kept poking me with the branch. I was only halfway through my meal and her actions made me furious. I grabbed her stick and snapped it in half. See, you wanted to see me furious. I grabbed her stick and snapped it in half. See, you wanted to see, right? I'm just eating my meal. What's your problem? She looked at my lunchbox with disdain and said, "You treat this as a treasure? Hiding to eat? You've got the problem." Then she changed her tone and threatened, "Go ask around about me, Lily. Everyone knows the 4th floor washroom is my turf. Since you're here, you have to share. That's the rule." She snatched my lunchbox, tore apart the bread, scooped out the pickles, and ran downstairs. I was speechless. Someone actually took my meal as protection money. I felt a bit sorry for her, thinking she must be really hungry, so I shouted down the stairs, "You can eat, but return the lunchbox when you're done." Before I finished my bread, she was back, panting with my lunchbox. She said, "If I take my little brother's protection fee, I have to make sure he eats. That's my role as the boss." She opened the lunchbox, which was now filled with egg-fried rice. This scene flashed first in my memory, like the prologue of a story. Then, all those high school memories with Lily came flooding back, like fragments, leaving behind snapshots of her smiling face. The girl who gave me white rabbit candies. The girl who bought a new bike as an excuse to get a ride when my bike broke. The girl who talked about university and future dreams with me by the roadside. But there was one image. One smile that was different. Bullying was a topic I couldn't avoid in high school. It wasn't originally related to me, But one day, I wrote about it in an essay. I detailed what I saw in the bathroom, the dirty paper being rubbed on the victim's head. After the teacher read my essay, she called me to the office. I saw the bully being scolded by someone else. She pretended to talk to me about other things, but quietly asked if the person in my essay was the bully being scolded. I nodded cautiously, thinking nothing would happen. But after class, I was cornered on the playground. They continued, and that day, after they beat me, fracturing my leg, and were about to drag me to the bathroom to do the same, Lily stepped in, still swinging the branch. She said, "My little brother is under my protection. If anyone touches him, I have to step in. That's the rule." I stared at the dark ceiling, the blurry memory refusing to clear up. But I tried to recreate the scene as best as I could. She was just a girl. The branch snapped again, and she was dragged into the bathroom in my place. Unlike the bullies, she came out looking unscathed. Lily standing in front of me, smoothing her messy short hair, and said, "I told you, you're under my protection." "You must have thought they defeated me, right? You're under my protection. You must have thought they defeated me, right? I was pretending to be weak, huh? Got you." I knew she was just pretending to be tough. She always liked to act like the big boss in control. Mia asked, "And then?" "Then they were arrested, and I heard, even sent to jail." Lily told me this while I was bedridden at home, recovering. Mia kept asking, "Anything else?" She took care of me in school and was bedridden at home recovering. Mia kept asking, "Anything else?" She took care of me in school and was a pretty girl after that incident. We were both ostracized, so she stuck to me every day. We played during breaks, walked home together, and ate by the washroom. Having a pretty, kind girl protect you during adolescence? How could any guy not fall for her? So I confessed, but she lightly rejected me, saying I only liked her because I was young. She said, "If I still liked you in 10 years, I would agree." Oh, Mia turned over. "All right, enough. I'm sleepy." "Okay, good night, senior." "Good night, you jerk." Time flew by, and Mia settled into my home. I initially suggested renting a place for her, but before she could speak, my mom came charging in with a broom. "Get out. If you want to move out, we'll sever our mother-son relationship. Father-son, too. I don't have a dumb son like you." So Mia and I started a countryside life. After work, I took her to the fields, telling her stories from my childhood. Mia was very comfortable here in Beijing. She ate out or ordered takeout every day. She enjoyed 3 clean home-cooked meals daily, with a variety of new dishes. She even gained 2 pounds, leading to morning runs together. Life became interesting. Time with Mia was relaxing and pleasant. However, I couldn't admit one thing. I gradually developed feelings for Mia. I despised myself. There should be a boundary in relationships. Even though I fell out of love with Lily quickly, it was too soon to develop feelings for Mia. I kept my distance, never crossing the line or expressing these feelings. It was a desecration of my emotions and unfair to Mia. So I kept it buried. But our peaceful days were disrupted by Lily's reappearance. When Mia and I returned from our morning run, we saw Lily getting out of her car. She took off her sunglasses and looked Mia up and down. "Alex, you're replacing me with this woman." I laughed in anger. "Replace you? Seriously, do you even deserve to be replaced?" Mia crossed her arms, not getting angry, and stood in front of me. "So, you're Lily. What, am I famous?" Lily stepped closer, not backing down. "No. I'm just curious. If you didn't value your relationship with Alex, why come all the way here now? First, we've known each other for over 10 years. Who are you to interfere in our affairs? Second, this is my hometown. Can I come back? Sorry, but Alex's business is my business. He doesn't want to see you, right? Alex?" I nodded and pulled Mia closer. "First, this is indeed your hometown. Whether you come back or not is none of my business, but this is my doorstep. Why are you hanging around here? Second, she's not an outsider. You can leave now." I started to walk away with Mia, but Lily called out, "It's okay, Alex. I admit I went too far before. I understand you're angry now, but our 10 years together can't be undone by a little hiccup, can it?" I smiled. "Get lost. Lily frowned. Are you serious? I'm very serious, and I'm done wasting words with you. Just so you know, seeing you disgusts me. Lily lowered her eyes, looking very dejected. Can we talk alone? I don't have time. Before Lily could say more, I dragged Mia back home. Mia and I seemed to have a mutual understanding as we didn't mention Lily's appearance at all. Until the evening, when I checked my phone and saw a message. It was from Lily. She had sent a photo, her legs dangling in the air. It was the local water tower. She had climbed up just near my house. The water tower was high enough to be fatal. If she falls, if you don't come, I'll jump, I sneered and replied, whether you jump or not is none of my business. Let's end this, Alex. Before I could block her, she replied instantly, let's clear things up, just you and me. Holding the phone, my brain was bombarded. Just you and me. Holding the phone, my brain was bombarded with memories and the pain she had caused. But I hesitated. Finally, I replied, we really have nothing to talk about, actually. I have my reasons. I didn't stay with you because I have cancer. If you don't come, I'll really jump. I don't have much time left anyway. I was dumbfounded. The evening breeze brought a slight chill as I donned a jacket and headed to the water tower. With a cigarette in hand, Lily stood there holding a branch, staring at the distant fields. Alex, you came. She turned, tears still wet in her eyes. I didn't want to look at you, focusing instead on my hand holding the cigarette. Nice ring. Did she give it to you? Lily stepped closer, looking at my hand. 10 years together, and she's more important than me. You're sick. I stepped back and took a deep drag. I like the ring and I like her. That's the truth. I blew smoke into the air. Remember, you taught me to smoke, but then you quit. To be honest, I thought I liked you for these 10 years, but it wasn't love. Lily choked up. Then what was it? Dependency, comfort, staying in the status quo, not wanting change. Back then, you protected me, telling everyone I was your little brother. Your person touching me meant touching you, but thinking back, you were the big boss and I wasn't the only little brother. You must have had many, some for long, some for short. I followed you for 10 years, got used to obeying you, to your attitude, because I thought I was pursuing you. I did many things willingly, thinking it was deserved. I looked at her coldly. Maybe I liked you during those 10 years, but you treated that affection like garbage. You said you knew I liked you in the first year we met. Why didn't you reject me? That's what I'm most curious about. She paused for a long time before saying, because you were my last fallback. Last fallback? Yes, Alex, you were my last fallback. She lifted her head, looking at me earnestly. Let's get married, Alex. I laughed out loud. Lily, you're insane. She hugged me. Alex, don't push me away. I don't want things to get ugly. I won't. You used to love me the most. Why are you doing this? I'm even proposing. Just forgive me, Lily. I'm leaving. Lily grabbed me, suddenly laughing. Ha ha ha, I don't have cancer. I lie. Fooled you again. I sneered and shook her off, expecting as much. I turned to leave. Lily clung to my coat. Have some decency. Last fallback. She stopped saying. Disgusting things, Lily. Seeing you now makes me sick. You treated me like dirt before, and now you're playing this game. You only love yourself and care about your own interests. Kissing a guy you met 5 minutes ago in a bar, then proposing to me? I looked at her and said, clearly, I wish what you said was true. Cursing yourself like this, no one can save you. Lily, remember this. I don't like you anymore. Not anymore, got it? I didn't give her another glance. Mia walked away, only hearing the sound of the branch breaking behind me. Walking back home, I found Mia waiting at the intersection. She stood there under the moonlight, arms crossed, tilting her head, and smiling at me. Damn already, senior. How was your meeting with the little lover? You know exactly who I went to meet, and how long you've been eavesdropping? Own up, Mia asked. Wait, how did you know I stepped closer and stared at her. Confess? Oh, you weren't home and I was bored. Okay, so I went for a walk and happened to see you sneaking around. Who's sneaking around? I facepalmed and looked seriously at Mia. You heard what she said, right? Put yourself in her shoes. What would you think? Well, to be blunt, I'd feel disgusted. I spread my hands. Exactly. I was utterly disgusted. So don't think I have any lingering feelings for her. You! Mia burst out laughing. I was puzzled. What are you laughing at? You're explaining yourself to me. Could it be? Mia looked at me with a sly smile. You've fallen for me? I panicked and waved my hands, but Mia quickly grabbed my flailing hands. I think I heard someone say they liked me. I, what's with this stammering? You said you liked the ring and you liked her. Didn't I give you that ring? You. Cut it out, coward. Mia pulled my arm. Let's go home. A few months later, on the day Mia and I got married, Lily showed up. She was wearing loose clothes and slippers, with a hat on, looking swollen like a pregnant woman, quite different from before, but still recognizable. Seeing her, I felt nothing. No disgust, no hatred, no lament. About the ravages of time, it was like seeing a random person on the street or an old man passing by on the subway. This person had nothing to do with me. I wouldn't care or invest any emotion. You're here? Come in? Lily looked stunned, then her eyes reddened. Alex, she wanted to say something, but I cut her off. Did the baby's father come with you? I asked politely. She looked down at herself, paused for a few seconds, and said with a choked voice, the baby's father doesn't know. I thought to myself, damn it, just say he's busy or something. Now it's awkward for everyone. Just don't make a scene at my wedding. I beg you. I laughed awkwardly. Ha ha ha, please, take a seat. No, I just wanted to see you. She raised her hand as if to touch my face, and I stepped back, bumping into a waiter. Oh, sorry. I quickly apologized, thinking of an excuse to send her away. You're getting more handsome, and look at me now. I thought, who cares about your looks? This isn't a movie. I know you don't want to see me. I just wanted to apologize. A friend nearby saw what was happening, knowing my history with Lily, and rushed over with a mocking tone. Oh, who is this lady? He glanced at her and continued. How many months along? Little girl or beau? I whispered, this is Lily. Get her out of here. Don't let her cause trouble. Haha, you chat. I'll be back. Day's day today. With that, I turned and walked away, heading straight for my wife. Soon after, the wedding began. After the ceremony, Mia and I started toasting the guests. My friend suddenly came over and whispered. Lily left, looked really sad. Uh-huh. I was busy toasting. I felt no ripples in my heart, as if a fly had been buzzing in the corner and then flew away. My happiness was right here in front of me. And Lily, everything about her had nothing to do with me.